need to read a funny one, so I'm going to give my sister this one. As Joe mentioned, we are videotaping today because my father's two older sisters and older brother could not make it, and they would have loved to have been here, but hopefully we'll get to share this through them. But they actually sent me some wishes that some things that they wanted us to say about Dad on their behalf, and the first one I would like to read is from my Uncle Bill, Dad's brother, older brother. It says, remembering my brother. Bob was not only my brother, but my first lifelong friend. He was about 2 years old when he showed me up, and that I would never get in. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. When he showed me that I would never get into medicine, he threw up on the floor. Well, I was going to be Mom's big little man and clean it up for her. That gesture failed. I gagged, and I think it tripled the mess when I got a whiff of the smell. As we got older, the 4.5 years started to cause a difference of who we played with. But we still did things together, like go to the movies and fishing with our dad. Wanda Lee, that's one of his sisters, who has passed on, was working in Chicago. She took us up there for a couple days. I was about 11 and he was 7 years old. She was lonely up there and she wanted some company and to take us out to one of her grand movie theaters. We had to stay in her apartment all day and amuse ourselves. This was the days before TV and all we had was radio and was soap operas. Needless to say, this is a very trying time for two boys for 9 hours. There were growing up things that happened to us. I had a broken arm and a broken leg. He put a hole in his head. We were coming home from the movies when he fell getting off the bus, put a hole in his forehead and scared Mom to death. When we got home, she could see his skull. As we got into our teens, our activities changed, and this is where it gets good. And he got more and more into school sports. He made the Woodruff football team, and he was so good, he played against himself during the Woodruff-Ridgewoods game. If you listen to the radio play-by-play, he not only caught the ball, but he also tackled himself. He passed the ball and caught it downfield because there was another Bob Chapman on the other team. Uncle Bill says I still have that game on audio tape. As time passed, we got married in the same year. Both had 2 girls and now have grandkids. While our lives seemed to take us in different directions, we were still close, and I'm going to miss him very much. His brother Bill.
This is from one of his sisters, Helen. My dad was the youngest in the family. His parents were older. Actually, his sisters are probably about 80 now. That's how much younger my dad was. His mother was in her 30s, and I think grandfather was in his 40s. So. Anyways, this is from my Aunt Helen. My brother, my friend. So many memories as he grew up, taking a wagon ride, playing ball, and swimming with my sister Janie and her husband Barney in Minnesota. All-star football player at Woodruff High School, and he won the Don Schaefer Award. We went to so many games. One time we were at Galesburg. I saw this player make a dumb play, and I said, "What goofball did that?" Well, it was my brother Bobby, and he ended up being the top player after all. He played right in high school, number 82. His nephew Blake had the same number in high school in Washington, Illinois. We will all miss him very much. He was a pleasure to be around and always full of fun and life. He is now with his sister Wanda, his mother Leona, and father Chuck, and his cousin Floyd. Judy Young, your niece, was always so proud of her Uncle Bob, who was only 2 years ahead of her in high school. Until we meet again, your loving sister.
My nephew I haven't spoken to him, but his mother told me about 2 stories that happened last week. One of them, he's very involved in his nephew's baseball team and all of his sports. And before the game, was it Saturday or Sunday? Anyway, after it all happened. Yeah, his nephew came up to him and said, "Uncle Todd, are you okay?" He said, "Don't worry." He said, "We're going to play the best game we've ever played." And I guess they hadn't planned very well. And he said they did. They won the game, and he said, Jake did great. So then when he went home on that, and he has a little 2-year-old boy, and they're trying to get him to call and send to him and stuff. And he was saying, love him, miss Miss Uncle Bob, love Uncle Bob. Miss Uncle Bob, love Uncle Bob. But Nicholas said, Miss Uncle Bob. But when he said, love Uncle Bob, Todd said he about fell over. He couldn't believe it. So a lot of the Mountain Bates, they know more than we do. They see more